All right, let's
Let's
do
get
it.
this going. Ray motherfucking Longo, baby. Ray,
Let's do
how
it.
how are you doing, my guy?
Really good, man. Really good. I got my hip done. I had a new hip put in, so I'm starting to feel good. I'm 5 months out, doing everything I want to do. So I'm a happy camper right now.
Nice, Ray. I see you got the gold jacket on too. Which one we
Yeah, we got the
today?
Aljamain Sterling jacket on. We got the
Yes,
Dana White.
sir.
Yeah, I'm all UFC'd out. I don't know.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
when you get those clothes for free, you end up wearing them. I guess I don't know what it
Dude,
is.
dude, especially, I mean, you got so many champs, Ray. I didn't know which gold you had on today. I didn't know if you were rocking the Matt gold, the Chris gold, Aljo
Yeah,
gold.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
didn't know
that's
which gold you
fun.
were rocking over there, my man.
It's a good problem to have, right?
But Ray, I just want to get a little bit into you, my man. You are a legend UFC coach. I know it might sound weird for you to call yourself that, but you are a straight up legend, my guy. Before I get into a little bit about you and some MMA, Ray, I saw you were an actor. What's up with that?
Well, that's a stretch. I've done some acting, but I'm not an actor. I like doing it because it's very uncomfortable for me in a way, and I like like I'm so used to doing what I do now that it's nice to sometimes go into a foreign place and see what you could do. But if the characters are right, I love it. But like I just did a little movie a couple maybe 2 months ago. I definitely by far was the worst guy on there. So normally the stuff I got was all people I know, and that was about it. But to say acting, I wouldn't. That's not correct. I
Ray,
try.
Ray, it's got you listed as actor slash stunt man. So
Definitely not a stuntman. 100% no. That's definitely wrong.
I was in my head, I was like, what is Ray out here doing? Some backflips?
No, definitely not. No, that's I don't even know where are you seeing that.
The Google, the Google
Oh
Ray.
wow, all right. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no that's definitely wrong. There, look, the stunt thing is 100% not right. The acting, even though I've been on, a couple of things here and there,
Yeah.
that's even a stretch. You know.
So besides you being a high qualified actor, Ray, when are you born and raised in New York?
Yeah, yeah. Born in Astoria, Queens, and raised on Long Island.
What years? Like what year? What
Well,
year were you born?
I was born in '58.
So when you were, I'm 26. So when you were my age, it was
So at 26, I must have been around 1980 something. If right,
what
when were you born? You were born in the '80s, mid '80s.
97, 1997.
Wow. All right.
Ray, I wasn't even a thought process when you were out there thugging back in the 80s, Ray. I wasn't even a thought process.
Jesus, I was wishing it was the '80s. I guess.
What was it? What was it like back then? Were you in martial arts? What were you doing at 25, 26, Ray?
Oh no, martial arts.
Really?
I was
What were you
just
doing?
doing. At that point, I was full into the Jeet Kune Do.
Oh, no
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. That was the thing I was doing. A lot of Kali, a lot of stick and knife stuff. Obviously, boxing, Thai boxing, everything else that JKD had to offer back then. Yeah, that was in the early '80s.
Dude, I couldn't imagine what MMA or not really MMA, I guess it wasn't really around then, but like type of training, like what were the gyms like? I bet it was a war zone, man. I bet it was grimy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say on Long Island. I'm not sure if this is totally correct, but I think I was the first martial art gym with a boxing ring in it. Because I
Oh,
always,
damn.
I had a couple of JKD guys. Richard Bustillo always believed in boxing to bring out, the heart and the discipline. There's no place to go. You're going to get hit. You have to deal with adversity. So I really went into boxing a lot because I thought it had great attributes and qualities it brought out in people. So I think I was the first guy with a boxing ring. I had guys in the Golden Gloves, a couple of Golden Gloves winners, and that was it. That's how it started. But yeah, it was crazy back then. I'm going to say there was no YouTube, there's no internet. It's crazy, Sterling. Like if a guy fought in Thailand, if you didn't know, like if you didn't make a phone call, if you knew it, you would never find out about the results until about 7 or 8 months later. Isn't that
That's
weird for you? Think about it,
crazy.
because everything is instant today, right? You're watching it no matter where it is in the world.
Yeah.
No way, no fucking way. And there was, even the recording devices were, the old camcorders and shit were different. A lot of people didn't have them, so it was a totally different time. But that different time made it really exciting. really, really exciting
I
because,
bet that was bad. Did you ever
yeah, it
travel
was.
out of the country and fight or train somebody back then?
I had guys fighting in Russia. I didn't go with them. I'm in Canada. I went to a couple of times, but that's not that far. But I had a couple of guys fighting in Russia back in when I think Russia came down. I know I had a guy, Mike Ryan, fighting St. Petersburg. Man, that had to be in the '80s. That's a man.
Oh, I couldn't
Uh,
imagine what that
my
atmosphere
my
was like.
ears are going to be off. I'm losing. I'm losing.
Nah, you're good,
But
right?
yeah, so but it was even when I started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu where I met Matt, nobody was doing it. It was before the UFC.
What
I
year
mean,
was
I'd
that?
go,
Late 80s? Not like precise, but
I'm gonna say, well, I mean, 93. I'm gonna say I'd be 90, maybe.
really? So how
I'm
old were
gonna.
you when you met Matt?
I was 35, 36 already,
What was
and
Matt?
he was maybe 19,
Oh,
and
damn.
he was a fucking dynamo. So we met at we had the story's a little weird, but we met at jujitsu. I did meet him one time before that because he did bring a friend of his to my gym who was. I mean, I always use this story to show what a good guy Serra was. He was probably 17 years old, and his buddy was having drug problems, and he thought it would be good to get him into martial arts. And that's when I met him. He brought him to the school. We talked, and then within like 6 months of that time, jujitsu came to Manhattan. And then when I went down there, I met him. You know, actually, that's not even when. Well, hold on a second. When jujitsu came to New York,
Yeah.
there was maybe four guys in the class. And I
No
remember
shit.
Craig Kukoc asking me, "Can you make money as a martial art instructor?" And I felt so bad for the guy. I would bring my students on Saturdays into the city just to give them some people. And then the UFC hits, and that class went from like 4 people to 30 people at 9 o'clock,
Holy
30 people at
shit.
that. And that's when I met Sarah, right when the UFC hit, because everybody piled in there.
Where
But
were
I
you
was actually
teaching?
there before that.
What gym were you teaching at in that moment? Like, were
I
you?
had my own gym. Yeah, I had my own
Okay,
gym
okay.
in Long Island. Yeah,
Dude, that's crazy. Okay, so it wasn't like a
yeah.
hands-on blue mat, how it is now, or was it completely different?
Oh, completely different. Henzo wasn't even here yet. Oh
Damn.
yeah, it was Craig Kukoc. He was a black belt under Hori and Gracie, and he moved to Jersey and had started teaching in Manhattan. Yeah,
Wow.
nobody was even there.
Wow.
Nobody.
So
Nobody knew what it was.
what were your thoughts when the UFC came out?
Yeah, it was fascinating. I was always a striker, so that those guys didn't have a chance. But I kind of knew it would turn around sometime because I wasn't really sure what I was looking at. But I was doing jujitsu, and it was a beautiful art. It
Yeah.
was like if you didn't know what you were doing back then, you were getting tapped every 10 seconds.
Oh
Like it
man,
was,
especially back
it's
then. There's no
yeah. Back
YouTube.
then,
There's
nobody
no
knew anything. You know what I mean? So it was just a great period of time. I go through this with a lot of like Mike Pyle, the kid he was at Extreme Couture, obviously fought in the UFC. He man, he must have came to my gym with Rodrigo Gracie. I mean, it had to be 40 years. I don't even know, man, 35 years ago. But we always talk about how good the jujitsu, like it was just fun learning. Like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? It was so new. It was, I know I didn't stick with it, like obviously Sarah did, but I thought the art was put together beautifully, and just it changed the course of martial arts.
How good is Sarah at fucking jujitsu, man?
Nah, he
He's
was a
a
fucking
fucking
monster. No,
dog.
nobody could touch him back when he fought like in Abu Dhabi and he beat John Jacques Machado. He was a fucking dynamo.
Dynamo, man. He's a
No, he
fucking
was really
pit
good. I
bull.
mean, to even watch him grow, it almost like it makes you better, just like
Yeah, yeah.
osmosis being around. But he worked his ass off, man. I would watch him 100 reps on one side, 100 on the other side, armbar a
No
triangle,
shit.
100, armbar triangle, omoplata, 100. He would spend 5 hours repping. I mean, it was just, that's how instinctive it got to him. So,
Were you his
yeah,
head coach from the jump, or did y'all kind of start talking?
uh, no, definitely not his head. Well, I mean, nobody was really his head coach. I think Henzo was his guy. I met him at jiu-jitsu.
Makes
But
sense.
Henzo wasn't here yet. Then when Henzo came, obviously he was Henzo's first black belt. But
Damn.
I kind of convinced him back then, do the Thai boxing for conditioning. If you know, because nobody wanted to
Really?
strike back then. It was all jiu-jitsu. You
Really?
couldn't even talk about striking. They
No
just wanted
fucking way.
they want to use that foot stomp, like, you know, hoist and get a takedown, you know,
Yeah.
and that's it. But, you know,
Yeah.
when the wrestling guys came in, they couldn't do that. They had to, you know, like even Severn, if Severn would have stood up with Hoist, Hoist was never going to take him down.
No.
But he let Severn take him. You know, it was crazy. And then obviously he used his guard to beat him. But yeah, no, Serra was a fucking animal, literally.
So so were you mostly boxing or kickboxing, Thai? What was your
Yeah,
style?
kickboxing, Thai boxing,
Yeah.
boxing. Yeah.
Did you have any favorite boxers back then or favorite Thai boxers or
Oh
kickboxers?
my, yeah, Ramon Decker for Thai boxing, I think was the best, and Sugar Ray Leonard
Yeah.
for boxing. You can't go wrong with those two guys.
Ray,
But
what
I
a
like
fucking
Decker for
era.
the power, just the power in the combos and the broken rhythm, and the other guy for the complete opposite, just speed, power, preciseness, movement. I mean, you put those two guys together, you got an unstoppable force there.
So when was your first experience with the UFC? Like when did you get into it? Like when were they called you out to when did you coach a fighter for it? How'd you get in
No,
it?
I had Sarah, right? So I started coaching Sarah. You know, we became really good
Who was
friends
your first fighter in the UFC and like that fighting? Like guy you were
in the UFC, 100%.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
not my
okay.
first fight. I had
Yeah,
kickbox.
yeah,
I had a
yeah.
kickboxing champion. You know, some like again Golden Glove. No, that kid won the gloves in 2000, I think. So, you know, no, I knew Sarah. Yeah, yeah, he's definitely my first guy for sure.
So what how did y'all get do you remember kind of like which UFC it was or what year it was that y'all got caught up for it or how it happened?
I'm gonna go was the Meadowlands in Jersey, and it was either like 28, 29, 30, somewhere in that area. But it was like,
Yeah,
let's say
yeah.
UFC 32,
Yeah,
30.
yeah, yeah.
It was back then, it was in the beginning, man. It was only 30 fights.
So
I
how
mean,
does
yeah, before that. Sorry about that.
so how does it happen? Like, is it the Fertitas back then? Is it Dana? Who hit y'all up? Did they watch you at an amateur MMA
No,
event?
they weren't even involved with the UFC then.
Holy shit,
I
bro.
don't believe they were involved in. I suck at this shit. I mean,
No, 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 yo, you're
I
good.
always call Matt and go, "What year was that?" You know, but oh, I'm saying they weren't in there yet. I don't believe. That's a good question. I know he was in there. Yeah, when Matt fought BJ Penn, Dana was definitely new in there for
What was that
sure.
like for you when he fought BJ Penn? How coaching that? How did that
That
feel?
was crazy. We had a great game plan for that. I thought Sarah won that fight, but it was a great fight. And I love BJ Penn, great guy.
Yeah,
But that was a good fight, man. If you go back
good
and watch
fight,
it, we came up
man.
with some
Good
really
fight.
good shit. Like we knew he couldn't get him down, so I just had him going in there, grabbing the leg, making like he was going for the takedown, dropping it, hitting it, then going back. It was he followed the game plan really good. We did a lot of nice stuff in that fight.
3 rounds?
3 rounds.
3 rounds? Hey, who
Yeah.
fucking knows what happens in 4 or 5?
Yeah. So it was that what a exciting period. Yeah, I got to stop and think about even what happened. I just you just
What a
keep
life.
moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
what a
crazy.
life, Ray.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, everything perfect.
That's
Everything was.
that's why honestly when I'm asking these questions, I kind of feel bad. I'm like, can you pinpoint this? Dude, you've had so much happen in the past
Yeah,
two
yeah. I can't.
years.
I'm
It's
gonna
like,
say, look, I can't pinpoint anything to be honest
nah,
with you.
nah.
I could try. I don't know why. I got to start writing this shit down and getting the facts straight. I'm close. I'm always gonna be in the ballpark, but
Yeah. They'll catch it.
you
We'll
know,
catch you in the documentary they're gonna make about you, Ray.
yeah,
Like they'll catch us up to speed.
yeah.
So when you went straight from Matt, who was your next champion was Chris after that, right?
Right. So in between Matt and Chris, we had Pete Drago Cell, and I had Luke
Gangster.
Como, both guys in the UFC. And then I'm gonna say Iaquinta walked in the door. Oh, I don't even. That's what I said. I don't even know. Did he come in before Weidman? They both came in kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
So then I had like the next phase was Weidman, Iaquinta, and Costa Philippou. Those three guys were like, then there was like Ray Longo 2.0. And those guys all did good in the UFC. Obviously, Weidman became a champion. And then following those guys would be like Sterling and Marab and following those guys is Frivola and Nas, so it goes in waves.
When did
But
Matt start coaching with you? Do you remember that?
actually, I don't remember. When did he wait till he was, he might have been, he might have waited till he was done fighting. No, that's not, I don't know. I don't even know.
Did
A
who
long time ago, though.
do you remember like how it sparked up? Did he ask you like, "Hey Ray, I'll coach with you," or were you like, "Cause y'all are the fucking perfect
No, no,
couple,
we
Ray."
were, no, we were, I'm going to say we were best friends and everything was organic. There was no ever, it was just organic. There was no talking about anything. It just,
That's badass.
I never really wanted to coach without him, to be honest with you. So, that's a good point. I got to go back and look at that because when he won the championship in Houston 2007, I had Drago on the card and Luke. So who the fuck was I don't even know who I was in the corner with. I swear to God, I got a I got a couple of guesses, man. That's a good question. I swear to God, today I'm finding out. I don't
No,
really
Ray,
remember. I remember the night like it was yesterday, but just like all the shit they did to Serra, thinking he was going to lose, and all those crazy stories I tell over and over
yeah,
again. But I don't know who even cornered me for Drago and Luke. I mean, I always had like a jiu-jitsu and wrestling guy, so I know that had to be there. But
yeah.
I think maybe Scarola and probably this guy Faka. They had to be in the corner. Yeah, Scarola had to be there at the time. So
That's funny
yeah.
as shit.
No, it's funny, man. But I'm not even like like I did an interview with Megan O'Leary even after Weidman's fight. She goes, "What are you gonna do next?" I go, "I got to get on a plane. I got Ike Winters fighting in 2 weeks." Like it just goes and goes, and
Yeah.
I never, wasn't. I don't know. It just became normal to just keep moving and
Yeah, Ray. You
helping
got
people.
so
Yeah,
much is happening. You're training like
yeah.
guys like Marab now. You got
Yeah.
Aljo. You
Well,
got
now they're in
Fabiola.
Vegas, so I can't say they had their, Aljo's still here. Well, he's here back for a while, but
Yeah.
Marab did his camp out there. I'm going to corner him, but they all got their foundation here, and it was a great foundation. And then COVID split us up, man. People got the fuck out of New York. Weidman left, Aljo left, Marab. That's three major players leaving, which sucked. Like you got to live, but I mean, I actually miss the guys.
Yeah, because Chris is in South Carolina now or something like
Yeah, he's in South Carolina. Those two guys are in Vegas, and you know that's why I say concentrate on some of the newer guys like Frivola and Nas. And
yeah. Do you remember not Ray, if you gotta go too, just fucking be like, hey, I gotta go.
I'll tell you what, and then we'll do it again because I love vibing with you, man. You're definitely a chilled out guy who's asking great questions. So I'll do it tomorrow with you if you want, or Thursday.
Ray,
But
don't say shit like that if you don't mean it, Ray.
no, I mean it. No, I can tell. I can tell. I like talking to you already, so it's not
I
a
appreciate Ray.
problem.
I'm telling you, I appreciate that more than you know, my
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. And you're bringing me back to crazy times. I got to get answers for you. I don't even remember anything.
Ray, here's a question I want to ask you too. Speaking
Yeah,
about the crazy times, do you remember how you were feeling and what the vibes was like before y'all went and fought GSP with Matt for the title when he won the
yeah. It
title?
was it was crazy, man. Biggest underdog probably in UFC history. Uh, I knew he was going. I really felt he was going to win that fight because he really started dropping a lot of guys in the gym. He was developing that right hand. He had the balls to step in the pocket. And I think, we knew going in there that GSP thought he was going to try to get it to the floor. We had no intentions of ever going to the floor in that fight, which is crazy, right? So I think that's where he caught him. And I knew he had the power that if he landed, he was going to hurt.
Yeah,
He hit hard, man. And it was more like the way he would commit. Like he
yeah,
just wasn't afraid to step in the pocket. A lot of guys are hesitant because the old saying, to knock a guy out, you got to put yourself in position to get knocked out. He didn't give a fuck, which was good. And that's what I look for in a fight. You got to be able to step in and just fucking throw. That's how you're going to do good. So,
what was it like in the back? Are y'all saying anything? Is it quiet? Were y'all hyped? Is it like
well,
what
you got to remember, I had Drago and Luke. Luke knocked
oh
out Josh Haynes. Drago, who the hell did he lose to? It might have been Tiles latest.
yeah.
So it was busy. And then with Matt, you remember it's his first time fighting for the title.
Oh
He was
man.
always chilled. Yeah, I'm gonna say like if Matt didn't fight, he would have been a special forces guy. He
Oh
had that type.
shit.
Yeah, 100%. He's that guy. But he got into trouble, and believe it or it's funny. He got into trouble because he bit a guy's ear off
What the fuck?
before he learned jujitsu. Yeah, before I met him, but he was in the court case because they sued him for like 12. He beat the criminal case, and then they sued him for like I'm going to say millions, 12 million, 10 million. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because the guy had a prosthetic ear, and the courthouse was right down the block from my gym. So he'd come in and we'd bullshit every day after the hold on. Oh shit, I got 20% left on my phone. We'd bullshit every day while he was on break from his trial. So, but anyway, so he was in the entry program for the special forces. He was in like an early entry program, something like that, and they threw him out. And I said, back when I was younger, when you got in trouble, they gave you two choices: go to the military or go to jail. Now, this fucking, that's the guy you want.
Yeah, that's the fucking dog.
Think about it. That's the motherfucker you want.
Yes.
But 20 years later, they wouldn't let him do it. You know what I mean? But back in my day, man, a lot of guys went to the service because they had no choice. They got fucked up or they fucked somebody up, and that was it. You either go to the service or you're going to jail.
Holy shit, right?
Yeah.
Think of how many assassins that we could have saw over the years.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they lost a good guy. So he had that type of balls. He was calm in the dressing room. The only thing I did, and this, like I've told the story 100 times.
Yeah.
When Luke knocked out Josh Haynes, he the guy grabs the ref's leg, right? Like when you're unconscious, you don't know, you're just grabbing anybody. So I told Matt, if you get this guy hurt, keep your distance. He's going to look to latch on to something. And that's what happened. He really kept his range after he hurt him. If you look at him, he's measuring him the whole time until it hit the floor. And he's a finisher, Serra. He's got great killer instinct. So that was the only thing we said in the back. We went over some stuff, reiterated what we did in training, and that was it. So,
holy shit,
yeah, crazy, right?
Do you remember what happens after that? Like, do you remember what you were thinking when he drops him? Are you like, holy shit?
It's crazy. No, it's chaos. It's chaos, man. Yeah, definitely. All those emotions, and you could see he hands the mic to me after the fight.
That was
and
cool,
I'm fucking jacked out of my mind. Like, that's kind of the way I felt. That was surreal, man, what we did back then. Consider nobody gave us a chance. Like, nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, and he had to go through all that negativity. Thank God social media wasn't as big as it is.
Oh my
now,
God.
because that would have been even way more brutal, but it is what it is.
Did Dana come back there to y'all right after the fight that night when y'all get to the back? Is he like,
oh, Dana was absolutely miserable. Let me tell you, Dana was miserable. Like, he handed him a bonus check, and you could see just was miserable.
Yeah.
And then the next time I saw him miserable was after Weidman knocked out GSP. Miserable again. And you could see him in the ring anytime Sterling won. He was disgusted.
Ray, you've been a part of some crazy ass, like,
Oh
Dana.
yeah.
Dude, you have never seen Dana in the happiest moments when your guys are winning titles. Matt Serra beats GSP. Chris Weidman knocks out Anderson Silva when he's fucking with him.
Yeah.
Aljo takes that fucking knee from Peter.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Ray.
Yeah, think about it. No, horrible. But Dana loves Serra though. But back then, that was his golden goose at the time. You got to remember they wanted, it was GSP, so he wasn't. That rematch couldn't have happened sooner, So it is what it is. But they're great friends now, and Dana's he's a good guy. But he was definitely I would guarantee Dana would deny that he was miserable, but just by facial expressions when he handed him that check.
That's pretty cool though. They give him that bonus check in the back that moment. It's not like weeks later.
I believe so.
That's bad.
I believe so. I gotta tell you, if anybody disputed anything I say, I don't even know if I could argue with him, because I'm telling you, there's been so much shit that happened. But yeah, I'm gonna say when he came in he definitely came in the back. Yeah. And I do believe it was the bonus check he handed him.
Do y'all have to leave right after the next day to fly back to New York, or are we all in Houston for a little while?
No, I go right back home.
Go right back.
Because I was there. You got to remember back then too, which I don't do anymore. We used to go 2 weeks out. So I had a buddy living in Houston, so I stayed at his house. We all stayed at his house, and we were out there good 10 days, 2 weeks before.
Oh shit, Ray!
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy as fuck. Considering now you go like 3 days out, 4 days out now.
Yeah.
That's wild, Ray.
Yeah, it was because you know what it was back then. You got to remember, Sterling. It wasn't like I I was leaving for a fight every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They weren't putting on fights every week back then. So it was like a bigger magnitude. So you could spend the 10 days out there because you might not do that again for 8 months.
No shit. That's such a fucking great point, man. I'm so
Yeah.
used to having fight nights every
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah. No, it wasn't
every
like that
month.
back then. Look, even when Serra fought Eves Edwards, there was no cable TV. You had to find a guy with a satellite. It was illegal.
Oh my God.
Think
Wasn't it
about that.
illegal in
No,
New
there's
York
a
too?
weird what was that?
Wasn't it illegal in New York for a long time too?
Well, it was illegal, but at least you could watch it on pay-per-view. It was
Oh,
illegal to do a show in New
okay.
York, but you could still
Okay.
watch it. Back then, when he was fighting, it was illegal to even put it on TV. That's why you needed a guy, not even cable. You needed a guy with a satellite.
Or what would happen? Like SWAT would pull up on you or some shit?
Who the hell? They just couldn't get it.
That's fucking crazy, Ray.
Remember the McCain and what? I don't even. Again, I'm not totally caught up on the history, but yeah, the only fight I didn't go with Serra was the Eves Edwards fight. That's why I know, because it was 3 weeks after 9/11, and oh my God, it was 3 weeks after. Hey, come here, say hello to Sterling.
Caitlin.
You look great, man. That's good. I haven't said I miss you.
I know, I've been coming at 12 and no one's here.
No way. Have you been coming in at 12? I would have came down to see you.
How are you?
This is a great guy. Sterling, this is Caitlin. Come on.
Future champ, baby.
There
Caitlin.
you go.
Good.
Let's
He's
fucking
doing that
go.
energy right
Oh,
now.
no, he's got good energy. That's what I
Jeez.
told him.
Let's fucking go, Caitlin.
Life's treating you good?
Yeah,
I'll
it's
catch
good.
up with you in 1 minute.
All right.
All right, awesome. Thanks. But hey, Sterling, let me run. But dude, I'll do this
Dude,
with
you're
you.
fine.
You want to go Friday? We'll do a Friday.
Fucking Ray.
Nah, because I'll carve out the time, because again, I could see you got great energy. You're asking good questions. Let's do it, because you're taking me back. I'm going down memory lane with you. I'm actually having fun.
I'm not even 10% of the questions I had for you either,
No,
brother.
so let's do it. I'm gonna do whatever you want, but dude, text me. Don't do the inbox
I'll
on
text
the
you.
text me. That's why I gave you the number. I don't want to. My man, what's this, like celebrity day? All right, let me get rolling. Sterling, it was great, but so
Yes,
text
sir.
me Thursday. We could even probably go Thursday if you want.
Hey, I'm fucking free, Ray.
No, text me tomorrow and we're doing it.
Ray,
We'll do it.
let's go, baby. Let's go,
Sterling,
Ray.
really, it was a pleasure, buddy.
Pleasure over here too, Ray. I appreciate you, brother. Y'all have a good session today, Ray.
Awesome, and I'll see you. Text me Thursday. Text me tomorrow. We'll do it Thursday.
Yes, sir. Y'all be
All right,
safe.
you're the man, buddy. All right,
You
thanks,
too,
buddy.
brother.
Take care.
You too.